What's happening, everyone? It's the Bull of Bitcoin, and I'm back with a squeakless chair and a silent mouse. So we are onwards and upwards in terms of YouTube video quality. So I just wanted to go through what I tweeted about yesterday in terms of predicting the drop that we see and we're currently in on Bitcoin. So I'm going to do this in 4 stages. So here we have the Fibonacci levels, which is the swing low to the swing high. I think I could have probably used it to this one, but I think to the nearest dollar, they was actually the same. But this isn't about showing you how to do Fibonacci. This is about predicting Bitcoin's drop. So this is a tweet that I put out yesterday night. You'll notice here we've got this triangle pennant. It could probably be classed as a symmetrical triangle at this point, so it doesn't really matter what we call it. We just know that there's going to be a pop either way, as you can see this coming closer and closer and closer. So at this point here, this is where I sent out the tweet that said I'm expecting within an hour a pop either way. So I didn't quite know which way it was going to go, obviously, because you had 3 candles here with sells. The market was pretty neutral, so it was really a coin flip. But the only thing that was pushing me towards the drop was this 25 MA possibly crossing the 99 MA. So that's the blue 25 and the pink 99. Now I scrolled back to, I think it was the 5th of September, and I double checked. The last time that these crossed in this way was the 5th of September. That initiated a 15% dump. So you can check the tweets. This is what I called beforehand. So this was really the thing that I was staring for, looking out for. So if we go to the next one, so here we did break out, but look where we hit. Absolutely to the dollar. Fib level 0.236, which is pretty scary how accurate the Fibonacci levels have been, especially on Bitcoin on the hour in the last 2 or 3 weeks. So we've come up, we've rejected. Now we've already crossed, and with the moving averages, obviously they're a lagging indicator. So we could argue that because that was the cross here, this was the sell signal, and which it was. So this cross has occurred. We know that last time this happened was on the 5th of September, and we dropped 15%. We don't know if that's going to be another 15%, but the probability is that we're in for another drop. So we cross, we reject on the fib level, and the slow dump starts occurring. So within 4 hours, 5 hours, sorry, of close, we was bouncing around. So let's go to the next photo. So there we have the cross, and this is the subsequent tweet that I put out after the drop, just to show the negative cross I told you about was nearly 5% drop so far. I'd not be surprised if we test the 0.786, which is down here, which is the 6268 and 64p. I've started to ladder my way back in from 6451 with buyers down to 6130. Now how do I get these laddering totals? And that is by using this Fibonacci swing low to swing high, and this will stack out your levels here. So the plan was 6451, which would have been about here, hoping to catch a wick. I think I brought that on the retest because I missed this one. And then we had buy zones. You could have had 6390 to the dot, but obviously the chances are these either wick straight down or they go straight through. Especially when you see candles like this, you rarely get this little section here. It's sort of all or nothing. So that's that point there. So The 6130 puts me about here, which is just above there. So I'm more than happy to have scalped my way down to here. If I buy back here fully and it continues to go down, I'm really not fussed about that, because the idea for me is to add Bitcoin, not dollar value. So although I've missed out on probably another couple of percent if it goes down to extended fib levels, it really doesn't matter. If it continues to go down to, like everyone keeps calling, the 4,800 zone, you better believe I'm putting more flat money in, fiat, sorry, and loading up. There is nothing that's going to stop me buying Bitcoin at 4.8. If you're buying it at 6.8 and you're not buying it at 4.8, you really shouldn't be trading. Not for the long term in crypto either. So let's go to the live one. So here we are at the golden ratio, which is the 618. Here's this 786. So I've got buyers stacked here and here in order to try and pick this up. Now we seem to be ranging here, which was a pretty prolonged effort last time. So 26 hours it took us to break out of this fib level range. Will this repeat? No one knows, and in the brutal truth of it is nobody knows. The probability is it does like to repeat itself, so I wouldn't be surprised if we do break out early hours of the morning. But again, there is no way to tell. And if someone is telling you that they know 100%, please stop listening to them. So we poked out here. This is why I set sometimes my buyers just below the wicks as well, but below the level, sorry, to catch these wicks, because you've got 1, 2, 3 there. I mean, we're only talking 0.2%, but when the market flips bearish like this, they usually do test them. So what are we here? So we've got there, stacks up there. So we broke out here, and look at this cross. So this is something, if in a couple of weeks time we come across Bitcoin forming a negative cross with the 25 MA and the 99 MA, as soon as it crosses, I'm selling. And that's because this has been tested twice now, and that's 100%. Obviously you can probably back test even further than that, but in this market in the last 3 weeks, that has been 100% successful. One was a 15% drop, and this one's 5%. So far we don't know if the bottom's in. As you can tell from that bounce there, it looks like it wants to test this range again. So interesting next 24 hours for Bitcoin and the market in general. But yeah, so that's basically, I just wanted to touch on this cross here. And you might find that, you know, you've got this cross here with the 7 coming over the top of the 25. We don't know if that initiated that, as it is a lagging indicator, and it comes straight back up. So by the time that candle closed, we wouldn't have known that crossed. But when it come to this one, we come down, we had this fib as resistance. So the likelihood was that the cross has already occurred and it's at resistance already. So this was a huge sell signal here. And you could have, nothing would have stopped you from buying here, 6572, because you don't know how far it's going to go. We could have bounced straight back up. And that's why the beauty is to ladder. So maybe 10% here, 20%, 30%, 40%, etc. Or you can do it a numerous amount of times and different ways. That is something that you would probably be best to put in a journal or a trade book and just see what works best for you and backtest. So I'm going to upload this video. It's pretty specific to this. I am in the process of trying to make some more videos on scalping and order book reading, which again, I think I've done 32 scalps in the last 24 hours. And I can actually screenshot that. I'm pretty sure all of them were successful. I could have probably got my last buy on Tron a little bit lower, but the idea of scalping is to add coins or draw money out of it, which I'll cover on the next video. So hopefully you get an idea of how important these crosses are, and I will see you soon.